Hi everyone, welcome to Ice Rink Diaries. This is your local Iceman, and today we're going to show you how to change a blade on a Zamboni. So what I decided to do is to break this up into 3 different videos. The first video here is going to be how to take the blade off. The second video is going to be how to put the blade on, and the third video is going to be how to adjust the angle and the level of the blade. So the other 2 videos, you get the link in the description below, and without further ado, this is how you take your blade off a Zamboni. Alright, here we go. So, I was going to get the tools out, but I'm just going to grab a toolbox and show you how I do it start to finish. I got a little toolbox here that I keep in the back of the Zam. Right here, there's a little hole. This is where I also keep the maintenance log. I'm going to go over the maintenance log a little bit later. I don't log every time I change the blade. We do write on the chalkboard over there, the whiteboard, every time we change the blade. So basically you got 3/4 nuts on here, bolts, and this actually, you guys got a nice opportunity here. This is a 32-degree blade. This blade right here has the bolts are threaded. You'll see here, I don't have to switch bolts. Right here, to get this blade on, we'll have to put a bolt and a washer and a nut on top to secure this blade to the conditioner bar, the blade bracket, I should say. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to unloosen all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 bolts. So I have these 4x4s. We'll go ahead and slide the 4x4 underneath. A 4x4 between 2 bolts. So we're going to lower this conditioner down here just a little bit. Harder up in the RPM. Right now we're just looking to lower the conditioner down just a little bit, so it's not really resting on the 4x4, but it's hovering above that. Also, you want enough room, clearance, you have to reach your hand underneath the conditioner there to grab the bolt. So, right back there is good. So you're going to turn it off, and I'm going to start loosening the bolts one by one. Thank God. There we go. So I got the extension on it. The extension just makes it a little bit easier. So, and honestly, when I take them off, I use the long ratchet and the ratchet. Then when I put them on, I use the shorter ratchet. So. Go and get a second. Let me prop this camera up here, and we'll start unloosening some bolts. Alright, so we're going to loosen one bolt at a time. Like I said, this is a different style blade. These bolts are threaded. Make sure that thing's recording there. So, as I unbolt them, there's really should only be a washer in there. The guy did it right. Yeah, so the washer's there, and we need to switch bolts. And honestly, I should talk about safety. Safety first. You gotta put the rubber gloves on. If you know I'm being sarcastic. This is a very sharp blade that we're dealing with, and there are special gloves you can wear that we don't have. It's not the only thing that we don't have as far as safety equipment, personal protection. We get the special gloves for the propane and everything like that. Leather gloves I can pull out, but I'm using rubber gloves right now just because there's so much goo and rust and all that kind of jazz on here that I just really don't. And working with gloves sometimes for me with the big hands, and sometimes it's hard to grab the bolt. So it gets a little bit tight here. so I can stick it right here, make it a little bit easier, but as soon as I get it loose, she'll go. It's the disadvantage using the big long ratchet. A little bit harder to get into spots. And I loosen it up just a few at a time. Just want to change the line in there. The best. I'll give you my bad side, which is both sides. So I told my wife that she's blind. She thinks we're good looking. And I'll do my best to get a microphone here soon, but I'll speak up. 4 more bolts to go down the home stretch. I'm sorry for the noise too, like I'll explain in other videos. The noise you hear in the background is the compressor running. Keeps the refrigeration system cold. So there's going to be a little noise. I gotta get a better mic, but this is my first gig, so gotta hurt myself and miss the bolt here. Up a little bit. There's the washer there. Not hiding from you guys. It's the best angle to get at. There we go. Final. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to start her up. Alright, now we got the bolts off. Again, these are special bolts for a special blade. So, it's not the traditional Zamboni style blade. So I'm going to stick these bolts here in a box. And if you don't see it, there is some NACs, stuff that's been spread on the bolts. It's still kind of on there. You probably put a little bit more on there to keep them seizing up and rusting out, even though they're stainless. They say stainless doesn't rust, but... Alright, so here's the blade. And here's our problem. As she came off the ice, she said she spaced out and nipped it in time, which... not very good, because that's gonna have to be sharpened a few times to get those cracks out. It is what it is. So this blade right here is roughly about 5 inches. So like I said in a previous video, when the blade is anything under 4 inches or 4 inches and above, you're gonna be using these front bolts. So then as the blades get sharpened and sharpened and sharpened, once it reaches underneath 4 inches, then you start using your rear bolts, bolt holes. Then at that point, slide over here, this blade right here, which actually this blade is probably almost probably done as far as it's still got 3 inches on it, so underneath 3 inches you can't really use it anymore. I have a couple of blades at the shop that I want to put on, but I have to really get this blade on here for the next cut here in an hour or so. We're just gonna make do what we have, and have to change this blade probably again this weekend. But as you can see, it's a much narrow blade. There's measured there about 3 inches, So we're going to be using the rear bolts to mount this blade on, as opposed to this fat monster here, which we're using the front bolts. And if you also could tell, the bolts on this, let me grab one out of here. This is a 32 degree, little shaft at 30 degrees. You can buy these blades anywhere for the ice resurfacer. A bunch of different companies sell them. They thread in through the bottom with a bolt that traditionally looks like this. It's a pan head, hex fitting. So then you have to put a washer and a nut. So this one you have to reach in underneath the blade and over, depending on the Zamboni. So you're reaching under as well, right? I don't know if you can see my hand right there, through that hole right there. That's how I would have to put the blade on. And I'm like 6'5", so I could reach around and put the bolt there. So it's a little bit difficult. They sell special dollies that you can roll underneath and stuff. The Zamboni have your bolts all set in there, but those are expensive, and we're a non-profit here, so again, 30 Degrees has a system where they have their bolts threaded on. So once you lift the Zamboni blade up on either side, and you get the first couple bolts in, then you're just, you know, threading them in. You thread the bolts in through the top, so it makes it much easier to get on and off. There's a washer that goes on, you know, when you're mounted on the Zamboni blade rack. It's a much easier system. So right now I'm gonna go grab the blade sheath, and I'm gonna switch blades and get the other blade prepped here on the blocks, and we'll be right back. All right, I don't want to rob you of the opportunity to see how I put the blade on the sheath rack, but this is where we put the blade on. It's just a wood sheath, I guess. I know there's a better word I can't think of right now. But this is how we bring the blades. We're very fortunate. We have a place down the street that can sharpen blades for us. They got a big machine. They do paper knives and everything, so they do a nice job, and we're very fortunate not to have to ship our blades out. So this blade particularly sheath, this has these little screws as opposed to other ones that have nut and bolt. But magical world editing, so I want to make sure these are tight. So I just slide this into the back of my truck and bring it down to the blade shop. Bob Super Saw. Usually don't have the other blade prepped in other blocks, but for the sake of this video, that's what I did. So I think what I'm going to do is it's just about 7 o'clock here, and that's when the shop opens. I'm going to call to see if they even have another blade, so I don't have to stick this stem blade on it. I have a relatively other new blade at the shop, and another blade that's not as bad as this one, but hold off here, and I'll be back in a little bit, and we'll show you how to put the blade on. Alright, so that's how you take the blade off the Zamboni. Go ahead and look for the link in the description below for the second and third video on how to put the blade back on and how to set the level for it. So go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, and subscribe for more content. Comments are appreciated. And go ahead and watch that second and third video. But like the local Iceman says, stay cool.